The ancient astronaut theory, a cosmic origin story. Have you ever gazed at the stars and wondered about our origins? I have. For decades, I've studied ancient texts. They tell an incredible story, a story of visitors from the cosmos. These beings came to Earth long ago. They weren't just visitors, they were our creators. This is the heart of the ancient astronaut theory. It suggests we're not alone, never have been. Our ancestors knew this. They left clues in their writings and art. Stone carvings show strange beings. Ancient texts describe gods from the sky. But what if these weren't myths? What if they were history? Advanced aliens visited Earth in the distant past. They didn't just observe, they interacted. They shaped our civilization. More than that, they shaped us. If we're the product of alien engineering, what does that mean? For our potential, for our destiny? The answers could change everything.
Let's journey back in time to ancient Sumer, the cradle of civilization. Here, in the Fertile Crescent, a remarkable culture flourished. They weren't just farmers and traders. They were astronomers and philosophers, and they left us an incredible legacy. Clay tablets, thousands of them, covered in cuneiform script. These tablets tell stories of gods and heroes, of creation and destruction. But look closer, read between the lines. You'll see something astonishing. These aren't just myths, they're records of real events, events that shaped our world and our species.
The Sumerians wrote about the Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came. They described them in detail, powerful beings with advanced technology. They could fly through the sky in celestial boats. They had weapons of immense power, handheld rays that could destroy cities. Sound familiar? It should. It's the same technology we dream of today. The Enuma Elish and the Atrahasis epic describe how humans were made, not by a single god, but by the Anunnaki.
Who were the Anunnaki? The Sumerians were clear. They were gods, but not abstract deities. These were flesh and blood beings. They ate, they drank, they fought, they loved. They were like us, but more advanced, much more advanced. The tablets describe their home, Nibiru, the planet of the crossing, a massive world with a long elliptical orbit. It takes 3,600 years to circle the sun. When it comes close, the Anunnaki can travel to Earth. This explains their long absences and their sudden returns. It's not magic, it's celestial mechanics.
The Anunnaki had a complex society, a hierarchy. At the top was Anu, the sky god. Below him, Enlil and Enki, brothers, rivals. Enlil was the commander, harsh, demanding. Enki was the scientist, clever, compassionate. It was Enki who proposed creating humans to ease the Anunnaki's burden.
My work began with a simple question. What if? What if these ancient stories were true? Not metaphorically, but literally. It led me on a journey through countless texts across multiple languages. The result? A revolutionary theory, one that connects our past to the stars. I'm not the first to suggest alien intervention, but my approach is different. I rely on the texts, the actual words of our ancestors. Not vague interpretations, not wild speculation, just careful translation and logical deduction. The story that emerges is clear and consistent, across cultures, across millennia. The key was understanding the language. Sumerian is complex, multi-layered. Words have multiple meanings. Gods can also mean travelers from the sky. Creation can mean genetic engineering. Once you see this, everything changes. The myths become technical manuals, historical records, a window into our true origins. My books lay out the evidence, step by step. Section 5. Genetic engineering. The creation of humankind. The creation of humanity wasn't divine magic, it was science, advanced science, the kind we're only now beginning to understand. The Anunnaki were masters of genetics. They saw potential in Earth's primitive hominids. But these creatures weren't smart enough, not for the Anunnaki's needs. So they experimented. They took their own genetic material and combined it with the local species. The result? Us. Homo sapiens, a new creature, smart enough to take instruction, to use tools, to mine gold. We were custom designed for a specific purpose. The texts describe this process in surprising detail. They talk about mixing the essence of gods and beasts, of creating hybrids, of failed attempts, and finally, success. The first humans were born in creation chambers. Artificial wombs. Sound far-fetched? It shouldn't. We're developing similar technology today. Section 6. Ancient texts and alien technology. The Sumerian texts aren't just about our creation. They're full of technological marvels, things that shouldn't exist, not in a primitive culture, but there they are, described in detail, waiting for us to understand. Take the ME, small objects, containing vast knowledge. Sounds like computer chips, doesn't it? Or the tables of destiny? Devices that could control fate itself. Predictive algorithms, perhaps? The Anunnaki had flying machines, weapons of mass destruction, communication devices that could span the cosmos. These weren't metaphors, they were real objects, used by the Anunnaki, coveted by humans. The myths are full of stories, of gods jealously guarding their technology, of humans trying to steal it. It's the same story we see today, with industrial espionage, with arms races. History repeats itself.
Section 7. Mainstream scholarly perspectives on the Anunnaki. Of course, not everyone agrees with my interpretation. Mainstream scholars have their own views. They see the Anunnaki as purely mythological, creations of the human imagination, not flesh and blood beings. These scholars point to cultural context. They say the Anunnaki were personifications of natural forces, of social structures. They argue that ancient people used stories to explain the world around them, to justify their political systems, to give meaning to their lives. From this perspective, the Anunnaki are symbols. Enlil represents authority. Enki represents wisdom.
My work has faced criticism. That's natural, expected. Revolutionary ideas always face resistance, but it's important to address these criticisms, to show why they fall short.
Some say I've mistranslated the text, that I don't understand Sumerian.
But I've spent decades studying these languages. I've worked with experts. My translations stand up to scrutiny. Others say I'm seeing patterns where none exist, that I'm forcing the evidence to fit my theory.
Then there are those who attack the logic. They say interstellar travel is impossible, that genetic engineering is too advanced.
But they're judging by our standards, our limitations. My work hasn't just influenced scholars, it's captured the public imagination. You see it everywhere. In books, movies, TV shows. The idea of ancient aliens has become part of our cultural landscape.
Why does it resonate so strongly? Because it answers deep questions about our origins, our purpose, our place in the universe. It fills a void left by traditional religions, by mainstream science. It offers a new mythology. For a technological age,
look at the success of shows like Ancient Aliens, of movies like Prometheus. They tap into something primal, a sense that we're not alone, that our history is more complex, more mysterious than we've been told. It's not just entertainment, it's exploration of ideas.
Science has its own story of human origins. It's based on evidence, fossils, DNA analysis, archaeological finds. This story is one of gradual evolution over millions of years, from early primates to modern humans. This scientific narrative is powerful, well supported. It explains much about our physical development, our relationship to other species, but does it explain everything? There are still mysteries. Gaps in the fossil record, sudden leaps in development, especially in brain size, in cognitive abilities. Mainstream science dismisses the idea of intervention, of genetic engineering by advanced beings. It's considered too fantastic, outside the realm of testable hypotheses. But is it?
Why do these ideas persist? Why, in an age of science, do we still look to the stars for answers about our origins? It's not just about evidence, or lack thereof. It's about something deeper, more fundamental to the human experience.
we are meaning-seeking creatures. We need stories, narratives that explain our existence, that give purpose to our lives. The idea of cosmic creators, of alien ancestors. It fulfills this need in a way that cold science often can't. It connects us to something larger, something profound.
But it's more than that. These theories challenge us to think bigger, to imagine greater possibilities for our past and our future. If we're the product of advanced beings, what might we become? What's our potential? In the end, the search for our origins is a search for ourselves, who we are, why we're here.